Hello everyone, I am Darzook with Healy Technology Report. Today we're going to have a look at an Akuvox X916 intercom and how to integrate it with a building access system. Now this is important because it gives you logging on the building access system to see who's coming and going. So with your other doors in the building, when someone fobs in and the door opens, you have a record of that. And by integrating your intercom, it gives you that same capability. In addition, elevators. Typically, elevators are going to be controlled by your building access system and give access based on the resident in a residential building or the tenant in a commercial building, access only to the floors that they should be on. Now, when you integrate your intercom with that, what that means is someone goes up to the intercom when they enter the building, they find the tenant or the resident in the building, and they select it, and then that resident tenant receives a phone call, they verify the identity of the visitor, and then they would, if they're using cell phones, which is the most common, they would press a digit on their cell phone and it would grant them access. And when it grants them access, what that means is the door where the intercom will be released, and then also the elevator floor that's associated with that will also be released. So when the visitor comes in, they'll have access to the whole building, but only the appropriate floor for the person that they're visiting. So we're going to have a look at the software and see how that is done. Yeah, I hope you enjoy this.
Okay, this is the Akuvox 916 intercom. We're going to look at how to set up elevator control for using the Weigand output. So in this case, we're using the Keyscan Aurora system as building access, and that's what controls the elevator. But you can be using CDVI or Cantech or any of the other systems. The output would be integrated with the Weigand outputs on the back of the X916 intercom. And so from the D0, D1 leads of the Akuvox, those would go into the appropriate Weigand inputs on your building access system. So the first thing that you need to do is under Advanced. You'll see that the Weigand out here, we have a Weigand type of 26, input order is normal, Weigand order of normal, and this needs to be convert to card number output. Okay, so once that is done, we need a phone book entry. So I have residents in here. My test resident is 0222. And you'll see here that I've got a resident called Joseph. Now, one of the things you'll notice is it says name here, but there's when you export these records, you'll actually see in the CSV that's generated that we've got a name and a full name field. In the CSV record, this is actually called let's select this down here so we can edit. But this field here is actually considered to be full name, and there's also a name field that does not have this space in it, and it's the name field that needs to match. So you can download the CSV file to see exactly, but I know that in this case the name field, and this is important for the next step, is going to look just like this. Okay, so I'm going to cancel so I don't save that entry. You can see the entry stays exactly the same. We need to tie this to an elevator record now. So the way we do that is go to Intercom and to User. Okay, so I'm going to look for the resident again, 00222, and search. And so we have a resident record here, and I'm going to edit this by clicking this button over here. And here is my record. So you'll notice here that the name is 0222, no space, Yusuf, and this has to match exactly. So if the phone book entry changes, this also needs to change. Now we also have an RF code and a user ID. Now you notice that these are both the same and they look like a hex number, and that's because they are. Now the way that this works is in a Weigand, you would have a number like this. You would have the first 3 digits as a facility code or batch code or whatever the terminology that you're using is. We'd have that first 3 digits, and then we would have the key number, which is typically 5 digits. So that needs to be converted into a batch number here and this. Now, if you're not familiar with hexadecimal, what you want to do is open up your calculator and then select programming mode here, and then it should be by default in hex mode. So we're going to take the 255 number here and type it into my calculator, and you'll see that the hex is FF, and so I placed FF here. And then we take the card number, which is here, and we also put that in here. And so then the hex of 222 is equal to DE. Now this has to be 4 digits long, so you pad it with 2 zeros and then DE. When this number is greater than 255, so if I went in here and said, let's go 260, you'll notice that now we've got 3 digits here. So if we were looking at card number 260, this here would then become 104, as is apparent here. Now this number here, we get rid of the semicolon, and then it would become like that, or 104. And then we're going to select this number, and that's the number that goes in here, and then we save it. Now, in your building access system, none of the building access systems I've seen have ever used a hex number like this. So you're going to want to enter in your building access card number, Weigand card number, just like this. The batch code, the card number, however your building access system does it. And then what's going to happen is when the resident authenticates the user, this code will be sent to your building access system. Your building access system will look it up in its records, and then either release a particular door or an elevator floor, or of course deny entry. And you should be able to find these records in your elevator system. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we had a look at the Akuvox X916 intercom and how we connect it with the Weigand signal into a building access system. Weigand is, of course, the most common right across the world. So it's the one that gets used for integration. You can find more about Akuvox at their website, akuvox.com. You can, if you have questions here and you're in Alberta, Western Canada, please reach out to us. The number's on the side here, and we'd be happy to help. Okay, thanks for watching. I'm Dar with the Healy Technology Report. Bye for now.